Welcome to Alpha Wolf Trading. Did you know that there's over 12,000 stocks or companies that trade on the OTC? Between the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, you have over 7,000 companies. But us as retail investors, we wouldn't know that unless we were researching. Because why? Wall Street focuses on the elite, the big companies. And where the retail investor has their advantage is in small and micro-cap stocks. Why? Because you have the opportunity to speak directly with leadership. That is what this is all about here at Alpha Wolf Trading. We're trying to find the hidden gems, and we interview the executive teams of companies that we think meet the parameters to be those hidden gems. I also want to make sure you understand that this is not a paid-for promotion. I collect no compensation for the interviews I do here. These companies that I interview have been identified as potential opportunities for me and the members of Alpha Wolf Trading to receive a higher than average return on our investment. These companies I have identified either because of a technical setup on a chart, a fundamental change within the organization, new management team, new products, all kinds of different things that actually lead me here. But what do I think is the most important? Leadership. And that is why I do these interviews. I want to understand what drives the person that is leading the charge. I want to feel their passion. I want to understand their vision and the strategy that they're going to use to achieve success. That is what these interviews are for. I want to understand the share structure and the cap table, the size of the TAM, the total addressable market. This is the opportunity to learn all of those things. So sit back and enjoy. And if you learn anything from today's interview, do us a favor. Subscribe to the Alpha Wolf Trading YouTube channel. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I recommend highly that before buying any security, speak to a financial advisor and do your own due diligence.
Do it.
Hey everybody, Tim from Alpha Wolf Trading coming at you with a quick follow-up from my good buddy Blake Janover from Janover. JNVR being the ticker symbol. And the first interview we had kind of went into how you got here, Blake, and your background. So if you're unfamiliar with the story, you can always go watch the first interview and get caught up. But essentially, Blake, if you want to give us a real quick snapshot of what Janover is, what Janover does, and then we could talk about the things that have happened since we actually did the first interview.
Sure. I hate to use cliche, or a trending term, but we are in fact an AI-enabled platform for financing commercial real estate and for commercial transactions. Our core product is a marketplace connecting multifamily, apartment building, industrial property, self-storage, owner-operator developers with bank financing. We have nearly 10% of the banks in the country, 35% of the top 100 credit unions, and a couple thousand other lenders on our platform. And we take a little fee every time someone transacts. Additional products are, we've recently launched, or we've been leaning into our SMB and SBA financing over the last couple of years, and I could talk about that a little bit. We acquired Groundbreaker, which is a B2B SaaS, software as a service, for investor management in Q4 last year. And we have an insurance product that we're standing up right now. And I'm a big fan, so I'm grateful every time you're willing to have me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got it, Blake. It's all right. So that was a lot to absorb real quick. Right? But commercial real estate, which is kind of it's a hot topic across Wall Street, right? For a couple of different reasons. I asked you your view on that last time, and I thought I loved your answer, which was
you see this as being another window of opportunity, right?
Yeah. So, I'll say that commercial real estate has broadly been a four-letter word, right? But the reality is that commercial real estate includes a lot. It's a 300-unit apartment building in Virginia. It's a Amazon leased industrial property in Florida. It's a retail shopping center anchored by Walmart in Nebraska. So it's a Ritz-Carlton hotel. It's a Holiday Inn hotel. So it's very broad. So you don't want to throw away the baby with the bathwater. And regardless, we don't have a balance sheet. We don't carry risk. We're agnostic. We're a market maker, and I think that this market presents the biggest opportunity we've seen in decades. I like the quote from Warren Buffett, or it's attributed to Warren Buffett, which is something like, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful." I think it's an exciting time to be greedy. You know, obviously with care, but I'm the biggest shareholder in Janover. To tell you the truth, and I'm on a tangent, I'm personally more concerned about the other 50% of our shareholders. Like that's what I really think about. That's where my fiduciary responsibility lies. But if you don't buy that, I own the other half, and we're all in.
That is an excellent way to put it, right?
Thank you.
You've got you're letting everybody know that you got some genuine skin in the game, right? You're not just out there hoping and praying, and you want to build something very special. Now, what's unique about your product is you've got artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Deep machine learning, or is that involved too, or no? Or is it mainly just artificial intelligence?
We've got multiple applications. Some of them benefit from machine learning. I think the most active thing in our network or in our ecosystem is generative AI, kind of driving value and productivity per employee and value per conversation.
Okay. When you say you've got financial institutions, you've got credit unions, you've got SBA. I mean, you got the whole shebang, right? I mean, you got a wide variety. So it's not just the JP Morgan and Wells Fargo situation. You literally have a lot of different potential partners for commercial real estate developers.
Yeah, commercial real estate, not just developers, but if I own property and I want to refinance it, or I'm buying property. So we have everything from a single branch credit union across cities all over America, to debt funds, to publicly traded real estate investment trusts, to life insurance companies that make debt and equity real estate investments. It runs the whole gamut. So I believe we are the most comprehensive source of data and relationships for anybody that wants to finance their apartment building, their self-storage project, their industrial project, their retail shopping center. And if we could talk about it, the owner-occupied commercial real estate. So if you're an accountant, an auto body shop, a manufacturer, a lawyer, a dentist, and you own your real estate, we have fantastic SBA options. I think our SBA 7A and SBA 504 team is among the most competent in the country. And that platform, revenue from that business doubled in fiscal year 2022 and doubled again in fiscal year 2023. And I'm very excited about where it's going in 2024. And it's that product mix of B2B SaaS, owner-occupied commercial investment property, and now coming on insurance. It's created a resilient product mix that's allowed us to outperform the broader market. Many of our peers, their revenue is down 50% or more. One of our competitors sold or folded yesterday, unfortunately. We want to win, but never want to see anybody do bad. But I think we're in a very special and unique position.
Look, in an environment like this, what happens? I mean, unfortunately, the weak get taken out, and the strong get stronger. I mean, that's typically what happens, right? And
That's right.
That's what you're talking about right now. I mean, yes, it is a shame to see a company go under, but let's face facts. If they didn't run the business properly, and that's what happens, right? The market is unforgiving, so that puts you in a better position.
I'll comment. It does. I'll comment on that, and I'll say that, whether or not that guy or anyone else is running a good business, the market is a powerful force. So you could either be riding a wave or getting hit by a tidal wave. So the smartest guys in the room, if they get hit head on with a tidal wave, they could be great operators. And if they don't have the balance sheet, it's hard to win. I think that we've built something that has. So I'm going to get nerdy, but like Nassim Nicholas Taleb calls it anti-fragility. I think we benefit from dislocation in the market, and it's my job to prove that in 2024, and that's the plan. So I think we're very uniquely positioned. I think we have a fantastic product mix. We're moving more of our revenue from transactional to recurring. And
so talk to me about that. Talk to me about that. How's that work?
Look, I think Groundbreaker, which is a B2B SaaS, this is generally annual and some monthly subscriptions. This has performed quite well. We're excited to report about it, and that was our first move into the subscription business. We just reported. I think we just did a PR a week or so ago that we got our first license for insurance, and commercial insurance is kind of a fundamentally recurring revenue product. It's a construct that we know really well, where there's a complicated market that has to be aggregated, and there's a commission which is recurring, and these revenues are super sticky. And I talked to some agencies and brokerages out there that are 90% plus retention. So that's a high gross margin recurring revenue product, and we aim to start generating revenue off of the pipeline that we're building as soon as possible. And these are things that we're investing in as we transition from a primarily transactional product to a healthy mix that has more predictable recurring and subscription revenue, and where we create stickier, happier customers. So if you're buying an apartment building, and we've done your insurance and we've done your financing, and maybe you're using our software platform to manage your investors, you are seeing and hopefully loving Janover on a regular basis, and we're loving you back. And I think that creates a stickier customer that hopefully comes back to us for more financing needs and more insurance needs, and refers his or her colleagues, and off we go.
How far along are you on the insurance product that's looking to come out?
It's a good question. We're working. We have a small partnership that we're working on now, where we're collaborating on apartment building insurance. We're actively interviewing. We have one person on the team who's very experienced. We have a very experienced advisory board member. So we're not publicly announcing a lot right now.
Right.
But we're building a lot of momentum internally. It's not an easy or fast thing to stand up, but nothing worth getting ever is.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I just watched CEO of NVIDIA, and he was saying that at NVIDIA, he's like, you have to tackle the really, really difficult things. Go after the things that are really, really hard to do. And the reason you want to do that is because that in itself will keep potential competitors out of the game because it's so hard to do, right? And that's what NVIDIA likes to go after is those things that make you suffer. And
Yeah.
essentially what he said was the longer, it's those that can suffer the longest that actually wind up ultimately becoming the most successful. And I agree with that.
Suffering the longest is a game I can win. If that's the bogey. Now I'm saying that tongue in cheek. Obviously, strategy, execution, team. These are the things that matter. But running into the fire, suffering, these are things that I excel at. So while people are running away from our industry,
Yep.
we're running head on into it. We want to, even as this huge market contracts a little bit in size, we're so small. We want to have a bigger piece of that smaller pie, and I think it's an exciting opportunity to build our brand.
All right. So right now you're focused primarily on what are the things you're focused on right now? Is it potential, more acquisitions? Is it plucking in what you've already got? Is it, growing your my dog hates it when she's not involved in the meeting. Grow your current, continue to focus on growing your current customer base. I mean, organic growth. What is it that you're really laser focused on right now?
Each team is laser focused on their product and their job. Our
Okay.
focus is driving value to customers. If that manifests itself in M&A, in more people on the insurance product or on the groundbreaker product or what have you, that's to be decided as we go. We've got a really clear 10-year plan, a 3-year, a 1-year, a quarterly, and we kind of set our objectives, our goals for each quarter, those 1, 2, or 3 things.
Yeah.
We all go after them hard, and then we visit together in an offsite at the end of the quarter and review that. Did we go after the right things? What were the results? What worked? What didn't work? What do we have to change? And then we come back in Q2. We reassess the quarterly plan that we already have set, get aligned, and go fast. Right now we're focused on that core business. I'll highlight something though. Last year we grew revenue by per transaction by something like 58%. Now that's not saying that we're charging each customer more. It's that we're doing bigger deals, and I think that that's something that we're going to continue to lean on in a market where transaction volume may be down something like 50%. If we're able to double, triple, or quadruple revenue per transaction or the size of transaction, that will also make up for the delta in the market. So we're definitely, and broadly, when you look out, because sales cycles are long, but when you look out to next year, so last year in 2023, we reported this, maybe it's 54%, 54, greater than 50% revenue per transaction. I think we're going to start to look at revenue per customer in the future as we have this suite of products that we're able to offer them. And, I think if you were going to put something at the top of the pyramid, that's really what we're looking at.
Okay. Right now in the market, the things with the concern with small micro cap companies is that they're going to need to do a financing deal. And the financing deals are, let's just put it this way, the financial institutions aren't necessarily your partner or your friend, right? And I think what's really concerning to shareholders is, how, if they need to raise capital, number one. Number two, if they do raise capital, how badly are they going to get screwed, right? How diluted are the shareholders going to get? So I guess my question to you is, how are you doing on cash? Are you comfortable where you at? Do you feel as though you're going to have to go to the markets and raise capital? And even if that, even then, even in a shitty market, shitty environment, if you have a good business model, you have a good plan, you actually can find a decent deal through the institutions, right?
Yeah,
like
that's
everybody,
right.
not everybody has to get screwed. If you're a long ways away from ever making a profit, and I'm talking like years, yeah, you're probably going to have a difficult time raising capital on good terms. But if you've got a pretty solid business model, capital's there, right? So what do you think? Like, how you feeling over there?
I think it's a good thing to close the conversation on. So I've got two comments on that.
Yep.
Maybe three. So first, like, valid commentary and concerns broadly about the market, and also served up to me. So I'm going to talk about the past and the future. I think if you look in the past, most of these micro cap IPOs over the last 2 years were drenched in structure, right? Warrants, 100%, 200%, Black-Scholes, this, that, the other thing. We had none of that. And we went out in what I think was the most difficult market, in the most difficult time of year, in the most difficult business. And we did common only, clean. I don't remember what we reported for the end of the year, but we probably reported something like $5 million in cash, give or take. Our 10K is out there, with virtually no debt, and certainly no convertible anythings. So now moving to today. So just talking about my past, right? Which is that if you think I wasn't offered a bunch of ugly deals, you're wrong. I stayed and fought for the deal that I thought would be best for the company and ultimately the shareholders. Fast forward to today, like I said, no debt. I think December reported cash was 5 million, give or take. We have no immediate need for cash today. We have a business plan that we're confident in. We were cash flow positive every year except for 22, 23. We obviously have a different expense structure now, an expense regime vis-a-vis being publicly listed. Yep. I have every confidence in the world that we can build a growing cash flow positive business that has infinite runway. I can't say, right? We will, we won't. What Q4 is going to look like. What I could say is I'm super confident in our strategy. I'm super confident in our team. I'm extremely excited about the products that we're building, and I'm betting on us. And I think it's a good bet. But that's not investment advice.
Right. It's not investment advice. Neither one of us can do investment advice, right? I don't tell anybody what to buy or what to sell. All I do is present the story. And this is a unique story. If you were to say, let's close it this way. What is the big differentiator between you and everybody else out there in the marketplace that provides the product that you provide? What's the big differentiator?
Look, I could say So you ask me questions, I always have a series of answers. So I'll give you two answers. There's a really valid answer, which is that I think we have the most significant data set, first party data layered with third party data that we're able to use for the benefit of both sides of our marketplace. I think we have the best data. I believe we have the best generative artificial intelligence applications. So I think we have the best technology to create that edge. But if I was forced to say what is the one thing, it's that I have a team with me that's willing to swim oceans, slay dragons, and move at 1,000 miles per hour to get the job done. And they are merciless, and they're in it with me. It is not a me thing, it's an us thing. And I've got a bunch of fantastically fanatical, smart lunatics in the most positive way possible, right?
Yep, I get it.
So we are ready, willing, able, and currently running through walls to get the job done for our shareholders and for our customers. And I don't think anybody is willing to be as absolutely fanatical as we are about that.
So you know what I'm going to wind up calling you, man? I'm going to wind up calling you a warrior. You know that, right? I mean, you kind of like remind me of the Spartans or something. You know what I mean?
Listen, I think Leonidas is a man that I would follow.
Yep. Hey, listen, that's one of my favorite movies, 300. I love it. Right. All right. Listen, I appreciate it. I know we're pressed for time. You got stuff, but I appreciate you coming in and giving us an update. Maybe when you get to the point where you're releasing that, when you have some type of catalyst, we'll do another quick one. Sound like a plan?
It sounds fantastic. Thank you for your generosity, for having me on your show. Thank you for anybody that's watching or listening. I appreciate it. And our sleeves are rolled up. We're out here doing the work.
Okay, perfect. All right, Blake, hold on one second. I'm going to shut this off. Thank you for tuning in to another CEO interview here at Alpha Wolf Trading. Today we had Blake Janover from Janover Inc., ticker symbol JNVR. I hope you enjoyed today's interview. And if you did, do us a favor, smash that subscribe button. How about giving us a share? And while you're at it, why not give us a like? All of those things are extremely important to us here at Alpha Wolf Trading, and we appreciate you taking the time to do that. Until next time, stay safe. Alpha Wolf Trading wishes you the very best of success.